Yi Po Min Kung Fu. These guys are no more difficult than they were last time. In fact, because they're in this formation like this, I'm going to one-shot all three of them. So... one of the great things about doing that is now Odie Wang Lee. We get lots of free items. This is dirty. But not really. Got a panda. Free items. Martial arts tome. Another meat bun. Healing items are always welcome. Random pot lid, thank you, sir. Sweet buns. Another sweet bun. The tiger gauntlet. And the tiger clothes. So that's all going to be really good equipment. So let's go home and share in our victory with our pupils. Why is Lee outside? Oh, sorry, I'm bumping into everything here, trying to get comfortable. So, you could probably guess what happens to the inheritors that you don't pick. And the scene is different depending on who you pick. If, for example, Ewan is your inheritor, you don't find him outside. He actually ran away and hid. So, instead of fighting, and the other two died. Wait for me. The final technique, Jean Ya Leon Shan Quan. This is the move that I was talking about. It uses both your IQ and your speed, which means that Yuan's going to get the most damage out of it. Lin will get the Lee will get the second amount of damage from it, and Samo will get the least. But like I said, all three of the characters have their pluses and minuses. I just prefer Lee. So if you want to take Yuan or Samo, it's not gonna hurt anything. I will say that at the end of the game, Samo is the most troublesome to get recruited. So just keep that in mind. Hopefully I can quit bumping my microphone. I got a new microphone that's a little longer than my old microphone, so I'm not used to the length. I say that as I am ignoring the fact that I constantly bumped my other microphone. And then if Lee is not your inheritor, then her grave would be here, and he would say something along the lines of, I had so much more to teach you. Forgive me. So, we're not going to pray for their souls. We're going to go get some righteous justice is what we're going to do. One thing you might notice is there's no more tigers, which means that you can't actually level grind. So, depending on which one of the characters you have as your inheritor, they actually join your party. They all join you on your assault to the school, but they join you at different spots. Lee joins you before you go in the gate. Let's see. Let's remove everything. Lee joins you before you go in the gate here in the forest. Yuan joins you after you go in the gate. And he actually jumps in and takes out a bunch of guys by himself, and makes it to where you don't have to fight a couple of battles. Or, you have to fight the battle, but, like, the number of people you have to fight is less than it would have been. So, anyway, we want to put our best stuff on Lee and our second best stuff on the Master. Okay, I'm going to move my microphone so I quit bumping into it. I'm going to do something a little different here. Okay, I got it in a different position now. It's a better microphone, so hopefully it won't, it'll pick up fine. I do have an appointment. So we want to pass, and we want to have, we want to make sure that Lee always gets an attack in so that she can get full experience. And for that reason, I'm actually going to change my form around. Put her in the front. That way, she will always go first. Now, this right here is where Yuan jumps in. Samo jumps in, I think, right before you go into the gate, and the Watanabe scene will play right after, or right before he joins. So, to get the Watanabe scene for the Kung Fu chapter, you actually have to have Samo as your inheritor. Which we don't, so we're not going to see the Watanabe scene. Pigtail whip. Take these three guys out. Lickety split. Just squirrel kick this guy. Squirrel kick. This guy. Unfortunately, the Master has much less agility than Lee, so the Master's best move is Old Fox Dance, hands down. He just doesn't have the stats for really anything else. That's fine. Old Fox Dance is a good attack, so we'll have Lee take care of the kicking. Oh yeah, this is a much better position for my microphone. Squirrel kick. Now remember, the Master cannot gain experience, so it doesn't matter if he acts in battle or not. But Lee is going to be actively gaining EXP, so you want her to make sure she acts at least once in every fight, so that she can get all that glorious experience. Release the Kraken! I mean, tigers. These are not the same tigers as before. These are fierce tigers. So fierce. Just do that. And as she gains levels, she will learn any of the moves that she didn't already know, in addition to her own personal moves. She'll gain... I forget how many moves she actually ends up learning. I know she ends up learning like a self-heal, and she ends up learning a move called Hualong Tiang Xin Ji, which is like Pogo's OO. Hits everything on the screen. It's IQ based, which is really good because other than Old Fox Dance, the Inheritor is actually really lacking in AoEs. So it's actually a welcome thing for her. So we want to kill all of these guys. But we'll just use Squirrel Kick. So, we're almost at the end of this chapter, and as you can see, it's, been roughly half the length so far of the prehistoric chapter. Get that kick on. Open the pots. Kung Fu shoes. I forget. I think the Karen shoes are better, right? Yeah. Yeah, they're better. I think at this point she's got the best gear that can be equipped in this chapter. With the exception, I think there's some tiger shoes, I want to say, that's a drop. Let me double check that. No, there's a piece of armor called the dragon suit that can drop. But it's a drop from like a one-time boss, so I mean, if you don't get it, it's not a big deal. Let's see, what's the difference between it and the... So the tiger suit is +5 power, and the dragon suit is +6 IQ, so it's got much better defense, so it would be, you know, better. But, like I said, going out of your way to get it is, yeah, not a thing. We'll put these Kieran shoes on, though. for the old master. We're just gonna squirrel kick our way to victory. All right. More pots. Nothing in that pot. Peach buns. Glorious peach buns. Ow. Don't do that. Squirrel kick. And old fox dance. Probably should concentrate on one guy. Ow. That wasn't too bad. Although, the old master doesn't have a whole lot in the way of hit points. Yeah, you gotta be careful not to stand diagonal to anybody if you can help it. That's fine. We'll counter. Yeah, all those guys were one fight. More tigers! So, I went and looked up the formula that I was talking about, and the way it works. So, if your experience is if your experience level is greater than the enemies, then you get 16 times the experience, like plus 8. Minus your level. So, like, if the enemy gives you 10 experience and you're level 5, you would get 5 times 16 plus 8. That's the amount of experience you would get. But if the enemy is level 4 and they get 5 experience, you would just get it's 16 divided by the level of the enemy, or your level, plus the experience divided by 2. So, like I said, it's not something that you really got to worry about. Oh, by the way, you can totally kill that table. It's actually kind of hard to do, but you can totally do it. You can find the EXP formula on the internet. It's really just like knowledge that's kind of like, oh, that's interesting, but not really relevant to anything. Because it's not knowledge. It's kind of like the weapons. It doesn't offer you a meaningful choice. I mean, you're not going to be able to change really what you fight most of the time. Let's squirrel kick this guy. Nice, one hit KO. And got level 9. Got Lion Hand. Awesome. Meat bun and a gourd. More tigers! Look at that. Alright, so... let's just kick this guy. These are just regular fighters. They're not worth anything. I do love the action of, like, you're just fighting through into the inner sanctum here.